May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. Good morning. Welcome everybody. So today I don't know what going lectures. So from yesterday I just complete all these subjects because I was mistake. This subject is only for one day yesterday. So therefore I just try beginning till the end, everything's generally and briefly explained to you. So, but we little bit research again, little bit more detail from the mindfulness. Actually, the mindfulness general word, Jamba, and also Shivjan, both we can use the mindfulness. Sometimes separate word we say Jamba is mindfulness and Shivjan is alertness. So the mindfulness can born from because the alertness power is more strong, pure, and then is the mindfulness power is also become more strong or more pure. And when the mindfulness emotions is become more pure, and then is the alertness also has become more pure. So these two actually, they again an example from Indian master. The mindfulness is like lasso, like the lasso makes it right, and then the alertness is like hook. Aaron hook like. So that means is why they used these examples for when, because our ordinary mind is the wild mind is very scattered, very wandered there and here, wildly. So hard to trim this kind of crazy monkey mind, not easy. More difficult to tame, like taming the wild elephant. So therefore, is in this among normal of the animals, the more strong one is the elephant, and the more danger the wild. I mean, the wild elephant, the untamed, the wild elephant is more strong and more danger, more difficult to tame. But when you completely tamed the elephant, and then most one of useful than other animals. So in this case, is this telling us the human mind, the wild human mind is most one dangerous for harming yourself, for harming to other sentient beings. There are no more higher danger on this world. the untamed human mind, that means the crazy human mind, the disturbing emotion human mind is more danger. So therefore we have to need to train or to tame or this the danger roast of the human wild mind. So therefore how we started to train this human mind, how to be control this distraction mind. As a main method is especially these two, as mentioned to you, the better power of mindfulness and better power of alertness. Like example, let's see the analogy, the example, the wild elephant very danger, but you can have a method to tame. How to tame the elephant is have many methods, but as one important things are the lasso, the big rope, the strong rope, and the Arrow hook. These two is the main method was in India, ancient time, how they taming the wild elephant. So that's why this Indian master bring us this example. For mindfulness, for alertness is like lasso and the Arrow hook.
בוקר טוב וברוכים הבאים לכולם. רינפוצ'ה אומר שהיה אתמול קצת איזה בלבול, אבל בלמעשה כבר אתמול סיימנו את הנושא באופן כללי, אבל אז היום קצת נחקור ונדבר על זה בצורה קצת יותר מפורטת. אז מיינדפולנס, המילה הזאת, יש בטיבטית, יש טרמפה ושיפשן. אז טרמפה זה מיינדפולנס או תשומת לב, להיזכר, ושיפשן זה יותר כמו ערנות. אז אם הערנות שלנו חזקה וטהורה, אז גם ההיזכרות, גם תשומת הלב שלנו, היא גם תהיה יותר חזקה וטהורה. אז תשומת לב, היזכרות, זה כמו לסו, וערנות זה כמו כמו קרס כזה. אז התודעה הרגילה שלנו היא מאוד מפוזרת והיא נודדת מכאן לשם בפראות, קשה לרתום אותה, היא כמו פיל פראי. ופיל פראי הוא הכי מסוכן מבין כל החיות והכי קשה לאמן אותו. אבל אם הצלחנו לאלף אותו, אז הוא הכי מועיל מבין כל החיות. אז התודעה האנושית הלא מאולפת, הלא מאומנת, היא הכי מסוכנת בעולם הזה. ולכן אנחנו צריכים לאמן את התודעה הפראית הזאת שלנו. אז איך אנחנו שולטים בהסחות דעת האלו? אז על ידי ערנות ומיינדפולנס. הפיל הפראי הזה הוא מאוד מסוכן, אבל יש שיטה לאלף אותו. אז כאן הדוגמה היא, כאן בגלל זה מגיעה הדוגמה הזאת של לסו ובב ברזל.
So the mindfulness and the alertness, actually that's kind of like aspect of an aspect of a secondary mind. Our mind we can invariably division to primary mind and secondary mind. But the mindfulness and alertness, emotion, perception, that is the secondary mind. So the secondary mind actually have many different kind of emotions, positive and negative. But these kind of, when talking from the dharmic way, and then this mindfulness and alertness should be a positive emotion. Because we need to train our mind from negative, disturbing emotion, the wild mind, better antidote of the positive emotion. So therefore, we need to remember continuously to keep your mind. That means it's an antidote to the forgetfulness mind. Even you learned some of the teachings for some the Dharma talks from teacher or from text, the books or so on, Dharma books. But if you doesn't care continuously with the mindful, if you're lacking the mindfulness, the power of mindfulness, that means it's then forgetting easily what you was learned, and then if forgetting, and then that doesn't work what you studied, the virtues, actions, or so on. So therefore, how we can keep continuously what you was learned, what you was understanding of the virtues, The method is as the mindfulness and alertness again and again. So in this way, we go to see the wild elephant. It's like the ordinary the disturbing emotion mind, the negative emotion mind, or the afflicted the emotion mind, the jumpingness, the busyness, the distraction mind. The monkey mind is like more danger, as I mentioned to you, like wild elephant, not easy. So therefore now we have to trim these kinds of distraction mind, better of a method, positive emotion. And therefore it's like the wild elephant, you first need to catch tat on the very big stone tree or pillars with the lasso to catch by the lasso, and then is the big rope of this lasso with the big rope and tat to the elephant and to the of a big stone pillar. That's the first the methods. And then gradually is the elephant is start to, you know, as they broke or not or something is very, because if elephant come nice down and then just live natural way, and if elephant is very activity is a very dangerous, stone comes and then is even though can sometimes broke the ropes or the pillars or so on. So therefore that times you need to use the arrow hook, you know, little hurt, you know, actually as the point meaning is the special place, the, you know, the on the neck, the behind. So anyway, that's very bad, but however, that's how they used to trim elephant. And then elephant come down because very pain, you know, cannot move. So especially the special place in here. So anyway, and this again and again, and then slowly elephant can completely tamed. And then if completely the elephant is come down and tamed, and then if you ask even pick up very burning iron, then elephant still can holding, you know, can holding the burning iron, but burning is with smoke or anything, but still they're not falling. If you ask to the elephant to hold this, don't throw away, and then they're holding, even burning, you know, something like this is the tempt the elephant. So our human mind also very beginning very hard, but over and over with the positive emotion of the protection by the mindfulness, alertness again and again with the insectation, or say the concentration, right? Concentration, the effort, the diligence, and then is with patience, tolerance, and over, and then become very familiarity about your understanding the virtues, emotions or the experiencings become more familiarity, and then less and less your distraction mind and the negative emotion mind. That mind, your mind is become naturally is more peace and happy enjoyment and relaxation, restiness, the feeling. Naturally it comes, your mind is a calmness. That's what we say, calm abiding meditation. Usually we say, calm down from of distraction mind, abiding on of the positive emotion very peacefully, continuously, naturally, like tame the elephant. And that terms is the most one useful. The human mind, the tamed human mind is the most one of powerful and useful and helpful for benefit you, for benefit the other sentient beings. Even this tamed human mind can bring you and leading you into the path of course liberation, and will be finally they bring into you the achievement state or path or no more learning. It is Buddhahood or all-knowing knowledge of something like this useful if tamed the human mind.
אז מיינדפולנס וערנות הם היבטים של תודעה משנית. יש לנו את התודעה הראשית ויש את התודעה המשנית. אז מיינדפולנס זה היזכרות וערנות הן תודעה משנית. אז יש הרבה רגשות או כן, משהו כמו רגשות חיוביים ושליליים לתודעה המשנית. ובדרמה המשמעות של מיינדפולנס וערנות היא חיובית. אז אנחנו מאמנים את התודעה הפראית השלילית שלנו על ידי הרגשות החיוביים. אז אנחנו צריכים לשמור על התודעה כל הזמן שוכחת, אז אנחנו צריכים כל הזמן להזכיר לעצמנו את הלימוד, את הדרמה שלמדנו מהמורה או מהטקסט. ואם אין לנו את ההיזכרות הזאת, אז אנחנו שוכחים את מה שלמדנו, את הדברים החיוביים. אז איך אנחנו ממשיכים להיזכר שוב ושוב? אז בעזרת ההיזכרות והערנות. אז הפיל הפראי הוא כמו התודעה המוסחת שלנו, המסוכנת. אנחנו צריכים לאמן אותה על ידי רגשות חיוביים. ואת הפיל בהתחלה, כדי לאמן אותו, כדי לאלף אותו, צריך בהתחלה לתפוס ולקשור אותו לעץ או לעמוד גדול עם חבל חזק. ואז הפיל, אם הוא רגוע אז לא צריך לעשות כלום, אבל אם הוא מתחיל להשתולל ולנסות להשתחרר, אז צריך להכאיב לו בצוואר עם האבב ברזל הזה, ואז הוא נרגע. אז עושים את זה שוב ושוב עד שהוא מאולף לגמרי. ואז כשהוא מאולף לגמרי, אם נבקש ממנו להרים אפילו ברזל או עט, הוא עדיין יעשה את זה והוא לא יפיל אותו. אז ככה התודעה שלנו בהתחלה קשה מאוד לאמן אותה, אבל על ידי תשומת הלב והערנות, בעזרת נחישות ומאמץ, אז הרגשות החיוביים הרגשות החיוביים מתחזקים, והחוויה שלנו, זה נהיה יותר ויותר מוכר לנו, הרגשות האלו. ואז התודעה נהיית יותר שלווה, שמחה, רגועה באופן טבעי. אז זה שהייה בשלווה, ואז התודעה האנושית היא הכי מועילה, היא הכי מועילה כדי להועיל לעצמנו ולאחרים, והיא יכולה להוביל אותנו לדרך השחרור ולדרך שאין עוד מה ללמוד, אפשר להגיד, למצב הבודה.
So generally, this word Tramba and Tibetan word Tramba, the mindfulness, in the some text says this name, Tramba is actually the mindful is it must be the result, the result, the fruits of the mindfulness. Means it's already achievement state of mindfulness, totally opposite of forgetfulness. You have achievement like tamed elephant like. But this still we used to the course of the achievement state of your purpose. So that means is the result name is to the giving to the of course of your purpose achievement state mindfulness. Because at the very beginning we haven't yet achievement state of mindfulness, but still we need to start train your mind with better mindfulness. So this mindfulness is not result, but this course of the mindfulness bring the achievement state of mindfulness. So therefore, is the actual point is the result of attainment state mind achievement. The controlling mind. But still, we used the result name to the cause of your purpose, mindfulness.
אז באופן כללי, טראמפ, המילה הזאת בטיבטית, למעשה היא מתייחסת לתוצאה, לפרי. אפשר להגיד הגשמת ההיזכרות, ההפך משכחה. אבל התוצאה הזאת היא תלויה בסיבה. ופה השם של הסיבה והתוצאה הם אותו שם. בהתחלה אנחנו עוד לא השגנו את המיינדפולנס, את ההיזכרות הזאת, אבל על ידי הסיבה הנכונה נוכל לקבל את התוצאה הנכונה. אז פה מדובר על התוצאה, על התודעה המאולפת.
So in this way now, what is the object of the mindfulness? According to the Buddhist philosophy, the traditional, or according to the practitioners of part of sense, smaller beings up to a part of the great beings of Dharma followers. And this, as we mentioned to you yesterday, and briefly, actually can be hundreds different kind of aspects of object of mindfulness. You can find many different solutions or many options you have, but kind of numbers of different kind of the objects, the options of the mindfulness, we briefly necessarily in division into four kind of the mindfulness object that was mentioned yesterday, which is the body, feeling, mind, the mental object or mentality object of the phenomena or the doctrine. Is it right? Doctrine is a spelling?
Doctrine.
Yeah, doctrine is dharma, like dharma. The phenomena means, yeah. So these four, all the various of the different kind of aspect of the object of mindfulness object, we can break and summarize, right, and divide into these, including of these four. It's most the important things for training mind.
אז מהו מושא ההיזכרות של תשומת הלב שלנו? אז יש 3 סוגים של מתרגלים עם המוטיבציה הקטנה, הבינונית והגדולה, ויש הרבה מאוד מושאי היזכרות נקרא לזה, אבל את כולם אפשר לחלק ל4 סוגים, כמו שדיברנו עליהם אתמול. אז יש את הגוף, התחושה, התודעה, והרביעי זה מושאים מנטליים, מושאי ידע, תופעות, דרמה, דוקטרינה. כל המושאים כלולים בארבעת אלו.
And these are also the level, the stages of these four. The first, from the sense, first two, and the last is gradually is more, more deeper and deeper. The focus of the mindfulness comes. As it means the first is more easy, more coarse, more gross level. It's more easy to understand, more easy to focus, more easy to controlling the distraction mind. And the last one is most one of deepest and vast, extensive. So, example is the object of mindfulness of the body. Body is very coarse, very gross level. Everyone can feel, the aggregates of the form. The body is, the nature is how kind like, and the appearance is how kind like, as we mentioned to you before. So anyway, the four mindfulness is the antidote for the four mistaking mind. Four different kind of aspect of the misconception mind. This also I mentioned to you yesterday. The unpleasant nature of body, we apprehending to as pleasant. That's pleasant perception. That's the wrong one. Mistake mind, misconception mind. And then is the nature is the feeling, our nature feeling, the sensation, the experiencing of the feeling nature is suffering, painfulness, but by ordinaries, the contemplations and the recognition as pleasant or happiness, enjoyment or joyful or something like this. They're holding, this is the wrong perception. The suffering holding happiness, enjoyment, that's totally is wrong perception or misconception, that's misunderstanding, that's the wrong thought. And then is that continuity of the clarity, awareness, our consciousness, our mind, our thought, actually is nature is impermanent, and changeable object. Of course, impermanent of continuity, the coarse level impermanent of course, gross level continuity, but the subtle, the impermanence of momentarily changes. But we hard to recognize the nature impermanence. We apprehending to permanent. Our mind is our consciousness. Sense, for example, forgot to the past life, future life, but even this life, since you born until during the comes of the death, between there, we believe our mind is permanent. The mind continuity, the nature is like permanent something. My mind, my mind. Was I child? So was I adult? My mind. Something is mind is something stability. Object, something is mind is something is an unchangeable object. The mind is something is impermanent, and there's something permanent something object, like that's normal our perception. Normal we perceiving like this way. That's normal our recognition, normal. That's but actually that is a mistake mind. That's misunderstanding. to your mind, you know. So mind nature is impermanent. Momentarily it changes, but we apprehending to a permanent. That's wrong perception. So and therefore is some beings among this human realm, some wrong philosophy called the wrong philosophy, the class followers, and then they're holding that is as the person, you know, the permanent mind is, or the permanent one of our permanent consciousness is as nature of person, individual. So they believe person is existent inherently, permanently existent, something, you know, unchangeable. The person is something they believe. So permanent self, they believe is a permanent self is existent. So, but actually, in fact, nature of self is not true. So that's not possible. Especially is if you believe is our continuity, the consciousness, our mind is as the same nature of person, and then is contradictory. Very easily you can follow a little bit logic and little bit research, a little bit analyze to understand about the definitions of your mind. Then you get it. Oh, if mind is person, and the person cannot be permanent, one single, the independent, they cannot existent the person. If mind is person, I mean, you know. Anyway, we apprehending to, we meant some of traditions, some of the wrong philosophy followers, and then they're apprehending to the self is existent, the permanently. Means is the mind is self. Therefore, the mind is existent permanently. So that's the wrong perception. Object.
אז יש 4 שלבים, 4 רמות לתשומת לב, להיזכרות הזאת. אז מהשלב הראשון עד האחרון זה נהיה יותר ויותר עמוק. הרמה הראשונה היא קלה יותר להבין. אנחנו מדברים על הגוף. הגוף הוא יחסית הוא מאוד גס, וכולם יכולים להרגיש אותו ואת התחושות ואת ההופעה שלו. ואז 4 תשומות הלב האלו הם הנוגדן ל4 התפיסות המוטעות. אז יש לנו את התפיסה המוטעת שהטבע הלא נעים של הגוף, אנחנו חושבים שהוא נעים. והתחושות שהטבע שלנו הוא למעשה סבל, כאב, אנחנו תופסים אותם כנעימות, שמחות, כהנאה. ואז ההמשכיות של הבהירות והמודעות של התודעה שלנו, של המחשבות שלנו, הטבע של ההמשכיות הזאת זה למעשה הראיות, גם בצורה גסה וגם בצורה עדינה, כי היא משתנה מרגע לרגע, התודעה משתנה מרגע לרגע, אבל קשה לנו לזהות את הראיות הזאת. אנחנו תופסים את התודעה כקבועה. מאז שנולדנו ועד שאנחנו מתים, אנחנו מאמינים שהיא קבועה. התודעה שלי, כשהייתי ילד, התודעה שלי, כשאני מבוגר, משהו קבוע, לא משתנה. זאת התפיסה הרגילה שלנו. אבל זאת תפיסה מוטעית של טבע התודעה. כי טבע התודעה הוא ארעי, והוא משתנה מרגע לרגע. ויש הרבה פילוסופיות מוטעות בעולם הזה שתופסות את התודעה הקבועה כביכול, כאני, כאדם, שקיים באופן קבוע, לא משתנה, אינרנטי, מין עצמי קבוע שקיים באמת. אבל זה לא הטבע של העצמי. אם אנחנו יכולים להבין את הארעיות של התודעה, אנחנו יכולים להבין שיש כאן סתירה. כי העצמי, אם העצמי הוא התודעה, אז הוא לא יכול גם להשתנות, הוא לא יכול להיות אחד, קבוע, לא משתנה. אבל כן, יש מסורות כאלו שתופסות ככה את העצמי.
And the fourth misconception, object is as the self of person and self of phenomena. So this means is the self, actually the self-grasping could be, can be division in briefly, there's two different aspects to the self-grasping. One, if we can say co-emergent self-grasping, or innate self-grasping, we can say, or can be like primordial the self-grasping, born nature self-grasping, like grasping born naturally. That's what we say innate self or co-emergent self-grasping. And the second aspect of self-grasping is imputed, merely elaborate into of self imputedly. That is follow of the some traditions, follow the some cultures, follow some different instructions, so on, and then they formed this kind of the self. So these two. But the first one, the co-emergent self-grasping, this can have for everyone, not only human, of course, all the human beings, but even non-human being, like animals, small insect, they can have self-grasping. So this is equal the innate self-grasping, co-emergent self-grasping. This co-emergent self-grasping pervasive equally for each sentient beings. Sense of bottom of the hell realm beings and the up to of the peak of existent beings. They have the nature, so they have the grasping, the self-grasping, the co-emergent self-grasping. Why we calling that co-emergent or innate? Because that self-grasping is not born from follow some traditions. Not this was learned from parents, from teachers, from philosophies, from classes, not. Just rather doesn't matter where are you born, but nature born at the moment you have this grasping. This is the root of ignorance actually. The co-emergent self-grasping is as the same test, same nature of the ignorant, the co-emergent, the innate ignorant, or the root of samsara. That is actually root of samsara. So therefore, even animals, they can have naturally the co-emergent self-grasping. So therefore, even animals, they can, they want away from of the obstacles, from the problems, from the causes, conditions of the sufferings. They try to run away, and they also want to try to close, to fond, or to be the adopt of the pleasant things from sound, smell, taste, contact. When they're thirsty and they want to go to drink, you know, when they hear something, the sound of the water, and they can feel something, is, you know, as there are some drink, so they want, you know, to go drink if thirsty. When they're hungry, they want to find the food, so on. Even animals, I'm saying. So this is because they have the co-emergent self-grasping. Co-emergent self-grasping, but this self-grasping performing 2 or 3 different sensations. Pleasant attachment comes, and the unpleasant, non-attractive object closer, and then is the rejection, the emotions arising, and then anger, aversionment, or the afraid, or something. Therefore, is the fear comes, and therefore they want to rejecting these things, or they run away from this, or as much can, naturally they can. And then the object is not attractive, not a non-attractive object, is a neutral object, and then just relaxed, not going to pick up, not going to read out, you know, just leave it a normal way, just keep normal way. That's neutral feeling is coming, arising. So these are the 3: pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, equanimity feeling. The sensation is depend to the of these 3 decans, the contemplation, the recognitions. So even animals have this power, you know, they can have this power. Of course, human mind, but even animals. That means is all sentient beings, the root of the samsara is the ignorant, the co-emergent of the self-grasping is as the basics of the samsara. That no need learning from somewhere. naturally. Born naturally, they can have this ignorant mind.
אז התפיסה המוטית הרביעית, העצמיות של התופעות ושל האני. אז את ההיאחזות בעצמי אפשר לחלק לשתיים. יש את ה-co-emergent innate, זה משהו שהוא כאילו מולד באופן טבעי מגיע. ויש את ההיאחזות בעצמי, שזה יותר משהו כמו מתויג, או שאנחנו לומדים איזה מסורת כלשהי, או איזה פילוסופיה כלשהי, על מה זה העצמי, מה זה האני. זה מין איזה רעיון כזה. אבל את ההיאחזות בעצמי המולדת יש לכולם, לכל בעלי תודעה, גם אפילו לחיות קטנות, אפילו לחרקים, יש להם אחיזה בעצמי מולדת. אז כן, כמו שאמרתי קודם, למה היא מולדת? כי היא לא מגיעה מאיזה פילוסופיה או מרעיון כלשהו, לא צריך ללמוד אותה, היא פשוט שם באופן טבעי. ככה אנחנו מרגישים באופן טבעי, אנחנו נאחזים בעצמי, וזאת הבורות שלנו, זה שורש הסמסרה. אז אנחנו יכולים לראות שגם חיות רוצות להימנע מסבל, מבעיות, מהסיבות והתנאים לסבל, והן גם רוצות להשיג, למצוא את הדברים הנעימים. הן רוצות לשתות, הן שומעות את המים, ואז הן מרגישות, יש שם מים, הן רוצות למצוא אוכל. כל הדברים האלה הם בגלל שיש להם את האחיזה המולדת בעצמי. ואז אם יש להם תחושה נעימה, אז מגיעה היקשרות איתה. ואם יש להם תחושה לא נעימה, אז מגיע כעס, דחייה, פחד. ואם האובייקט הוא ניטרלי, אז הם פשוט לא לכאן ולא לכאן, הם לא רוצים לעשות איתו כלום. אז ככה אפשר להבין שלכל בעלי התודעה בעצם השורש של הסמסרה זה האחיזה בעצמית הזאת שלהם.
And then the second self, imputation self, or maybe we say imaginary self. So these only follow traditions, like animals cannot. They cannot have the imputation self. The imaginary self is only from the like human beings. Because human beings, they can follow different traditions when they grow up, and different cultures, different teachings, and follow different logics, but the wrong logic, and follow the wrong reason, and then they found the wrong view. You know, they're following extremes of wrong view. They believe self is existent, inherently, permanently, something, substantially, something existent, inherently. But then what kind of like the self? So many different descriptions, it depends on different traditions, different philosophies, follow the following extreme, the wrong logic, wrong reason, and then some believe self is, the collective self is all of the universe, is one self. And then individually is different, kind of things, like the space is one. But individually is the vase, the cars, the cups, and the horse, each they have space, the individually. If you broken the vase, and then this is dissolved into the big space. But space is a space one, generally. So like this, self is the collective, common self, general, and then particular and the individual self. And then what kind like individual self? Some says very tiny, small, one drop like in the something is the center of your heart or something like. Some is believe self must be full of your body. Your big body you have and big self. A small body, small self. Something, so many we not going this way talk. As that not make sense, but anyway, excuse me, I say this, but however, as that is the example, just an example of the imputation step. That is the imaginary, the self is like this. The mentally just the imaginary. Yeah, that's we say imaginary, the self. So many. So these kinds only follow the different traditions, not born naturally. So that we cannot say co-emergent. That is not co-emergent self. That's not the innate self. That's just imputation self.
אז העצמי השני, ההאחזות העצמית, כן, ההאחזות בעצמי השנייה, זה העצמי המתויג או הדמיוני או הרעיוני, ולחיות אין את האחיזה הזאת. כן, הן לא יכולות להבין את זה. ובני אדם יש מסורות שונות, היגיון שונה, חינוך שונה, ואז חלק מהם נופלים גם להשקפה לא נכונה. הם מאמינים שהעצמי קיים באופן אמיתי, ואז יש להם כל כך הרבה תיאורים שונים לעצמי הזה. תסלחו לי, לא הבנתי כל כך את הדוגמה, כי טיפה לא הגיונית, אבל יש כאלו שהם מאמינים שהעצמי הוא משהו כמו כל היקום, או שכל היקום, כל החלל הוא זה עצמי אחד כזה גדול, ואז אנחנו זה מין איזה חלל כזה עצמי כלשהו קטן, ואם נגיד הווזה נשברת, אז העצמי שלה מתמוסס לתוך העצמי של החלל, משהו כזה. ואם יש לנו גוף גדול, אז יש לנו עצמי גדול, ואם יש לנו גוף קטן, אז העצמי שלנו הוא קטן, משהו כזה. וזאת דוגמה לעצמי הרעיוני, הדמיוני. והתפיסה הזאת היא מגיעה רק מחינוך כלשהו, ממסורת כלשהי. זאת לא התפיסה המולדת, זו לא האחיזה המולדת בעצמי.
Even though some the imputation self, they believe self is the creator of a universe, so on. So anyway, this is the fourth, the wrong perception about this for mindfulness, the antidote, but the for mindfulness, antidote to the four wrong perception. So the fourth one, the last one, is the wrong perception, is the self-grasping. So this self-grasping is a co-emergent self-grasping and the emergent, the imputed self-grasping. That's two. But anyway, that's whether we will focus on the co-emergently or just substantially. But that's both are wrong. Actually, it cannot be existent self inherently. That's the point. Truly, there's no self. Cannot be. Because if you are logicians, if you are reasonable, follow the reason, perfect reason, excellent perfect reason, if you follow perfect the logics, and then if you try to find the self, finally you cannot. Because the object of knowledge to understand can division into three kind of object of knowledge, and briefly we can division. One is a direct object of knowledge, the judgment object of knowledge, the direct perception object. That's one. That's more easiest because directly you can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can taste, you can contact, so on. Your five sense faculties can functioning directly something if there is, if true, something. You can decide it yes or not as your five sense source, the recognition, you can realizing. That's because direct object. But not necessarily every phenomena, if existent, could be including the direct object of knowledge. No, that's not. So then the secondary object is the heading phenomena, not the direct phenomena, the heading phenomena. So heading phenomena is the head from your five sense source faculties. You can't see directly, you can't hear directly, you can't smell directly, you can't taste directly, you can't touch directly. But still can possible something existent inherently or something substantially. Something could be can itself existent, the materiality things. Well, without material or with materials, but it can be possible with the form or without form. Both can be something is beyond ordinary normal perception, beyond the normal of the faculties, the power of faculties. Still can possible, can existent. But these kind of things we say heading phenomena. The object of knowledge of heading phenomena, that kind. So that kind of heading phenomena object is almost like we can say like partyless particle. The partyless moment is a heading phenomena for us because you can see, hear, smell, taste, contact directly, the partyless particle or the particle maybe, most of the smallest of the atoms, the most of the shortest, the momentary, the changes you cannot recognize directly as this hidden phenomena. So, but still you can judge, follow valid cognitions, follow the logic, and then use techniques, some like the particle you can see like microscope. If you use these techniques, and then you can recognize the particle as possible, and use specific the modern of the technology, and then if you are good, and then the momentary change also you can release. You can recognize, like the bullet when shooting. We cannot see if they're shooting in front of you, like got the bullet, right? Bullet like this, you cannot. But your eye faculty, if you change, the modern tech, the knowledge of the power put on your eye faculty, the bullet you can recognize, like this going, right? That means heating phenomena, as you can possible to use some other techniques, and then you can recognize. That's the valid cognition. Follow. That's the second hidden phenomena object. And then the very hidden phenomena, that's the last one, the most of difficulty, the object of knowledge, very hidden phenomena. With these countries like the reincarnation, where we are, where we'll be born, where was we coming from, which, the past life, for example, where is no Bardo beings, the intermediate state, Bardo beings consciousness, mind is where now, for example, and what are you thinking, you know, I cannot read your motivation, your mind directly, you know, I cannot, I have no power, this. But this kind is the very hidden phenomena, especially as in the one example, the karma, the subtle level karma, the intermediate and the interdependent of cause and effect, karma of cause and effect. Today we have something very big suffering suddenly comes. Can the favorable conditions, here unfavorable conditions, we can directly or indirectly can recognize. But why happened these kind unfavorable conditions? That is karma also. But this kind of karma is when we created. When was, you know, what kind of karma was we created? Exactly, we cannot recognition. If the lacking of clearance, if lacking the uncontaminated of the wisdom, omniscience, mind, and then cannot. Only this kind is you have when achievement state, all knowing knowledge, or uncontaminated clairvoyance. Then is you can read this kind of very hidden phenomena object. Otherwise is this beyond normal perception. But still is can possible. So this is all the phenomena object of knowledge. If you want to judge, we check and research, and then this is the three possibilities, the three kind of levels. Direct object, indirect object, and a very hidden phenomena, the object of a very hidden phenomena.
אז העצמי הרעיוני, יש כאלה שמאמינים שהעצמי הוא לדוגמה יוצר היקום, ותשומת הלב הרביעית היא הנוגדן לאחיזה בעצמי, גם המולדת וגם הרעיונית, ששתיהן למעשה הן שגויות. אין עצמי. אם אנחנו משתמשים בהיגיון ובנימוקים, בלוגיקה, ואנחנו מנסים למצוא את העצמי, אנחנו לא נוכל. אז יש שלושה מושאי ידע. אפשר להגיד מושאי ידע ישירים שאפשר לתפוס בתפיסה ישירה, לראות, לשמוע, לטעום וכו' על ידי חמשת החושים שלנו. אנחנו יכולים להבין אותם בצורה ישירה, אבל לא כל התופעות הן כאלו. לא את כל התופעות אפשר לראות, לתפוס בצורה ישירה. יש תופעות שהן נסתרות. הן נסתרות, הן מוחבאות מחמשת החושים. אי אפשר לתפוס אותן בצורה ישירה. אבל עדיין יכול להיות שהן קיימות, שמשהו קיים שם, בין אם זה חומרי או לא חומרי, עם צורה או בלי. דברים שהם מעבר ליכולות של חמשת החושים שלנו. כמו לדוגמה חלקיקים, אנחנו לא יכולים לזהות אותם בצורה ישירה. את האטומים או את השינוי הרגעי שלהם, הם תופעות נסתרות. אבל אפשר להבין אותם או בידי ההיגיון שלנו, או למשל, אנחנו לוקחים מיקרוסקופ, נוכל לראות את החלקיקים האלו ואת השינוי הרגעי שלהם, כמו למשל כדור, שאם מישהו יורה כדור קליע, אז אנחנו לא יכולים לראות את זה בעין שלנו, אבל בעזרת טכנולוגיה אנחנו יכולים לראות אותו בזמן המעוף שלו. ואז יש מושאי ידע שהם נסתרים מאוד, כמו למשל גלגולי נשמות. אנחנו לא יכולים לדעת מאיפה נולדנו, או יצורי הברדו, אנחנו לא יכולים לראות אותם, אנחנו לא יכולים לדעת מה אחרים חושבים. כל אלו הן תופעות נסתרות מאוד. במיוחד הקרמה, הסיבה והתוצאה. אם לדוגמה היום אנחנו סובלים מאוד, אנחנו לא יכולים לדעת מתי יצרנו את הקרמה לזה, או מה יצר אותה. כן, אז אם אין לנו חוכמה תאורה וראייה כזאת, כן, ראייה חודרת כזאת, אז אנחנו לא יכולים לדעת את זה. רק כשנשיג את הראייה החודרת וידיעת הכל, רק אז נוכל לראות אותם, את התופעות האלו. אז כן, אז לסיכום, אז כל מושאי הידע אפשר לחלק לשלושת אלו.
So anyway, the self, like this way, if you check, then directly we see there's no self. It means easy you cannot find the self directly. If literally, you need to check, of course, you need to research, but where is the person? This as mentioned you often many times. You also image something is what comes start I'm talking now, the just normal way. The self is where, then it's because we can't find. Directly, can you see your eye faculties? Where is self? Yourself or other self? By your eye faculties? No, we can see the form of other people's. You can see of your body. You can see others' body, but you cannot see other. Does it make sense? Yeah, what you see, that is not the other, right? That's the form of others. That's the body of others, the outlines of others, of the body. But that's not other person, you know. That's others, the people's body you see. Similarly, then what do you hear? Someone talking, but that's someone's speech, not someone you hear. You cannot hear someone. You can someone's speech. Does it make sense? Yes, that means is your air faculty have no power to see the person, no power to recognize the person. You can only person's speech you can hear. Generally we say. That's similar to smell, taste, contact, touch. You can touch the people's body, but you cannot touch the people. You cannot touch the person directly, cannot. Then if you cannot hear, cannot smell, cannot taste, cannot touch, you have no proof where is person. That is, finally, you have no person. If you have no proof there is existent person, and then what's wrong? You believe that's person's body, person's speech, person's contact, that was wrong. Because you couldn't find yet person, the owner you didn't find, then how can you recognize that belongs to that owner, right? Like in the parking place, so many cars, but whose these cars belongs to whom? First you should be to find the owner, the driver. If you never seen the driver of this, then these hundreds of cars in the park there, but you don't know whose, this belongs to whom. Then you never can say this car is from Tashi, this car belongs to the Dorje, this car is to the Julie, or some this car is a Karen, something. No. First you must be see Karen, and then recognize Karen driving this car, driver lessons, everything, something connected this car, and then you say when parking place, oh that's Karen's car, you can say, but you never say yet Karen, then you can say this car is from Karen, right? That means is that we never say yet person is up, and you never can say this is a person's the body, speech, heart or something. That's wrong. But still we used to say that's my body, but you yet not found yourself, so how can you say that's your body? How you know that's your body? Does it make sense? First, therefore, you need to find the root first, the belongs, but the owner, the host, like the person. If you find person, then you can many things understand, or this person belongs, these things belongs to that person, or that things belongs to this person, but person yet not we found. This is the. So therefore, but anyway, as there's actually like this directly, you can't find the self. And then indirectly, it is possible or not. That is, I mentioned, the imputed self is coming now, the imputation self, the imaginary self. Maybe self can be like this big, maybe self is, can be like this small, or maybe self is like this, something space like permanent or something empty, or self is must be like as multimedia, like more stable, something, many things you can imagine. That's imaginary is endlessly, right? But we need to prove. Image is not a proof, you know. That's just you can think, it's thinkable, but it's what do you have proof? So therefore, like this way, follow the logic, and finally is we cannot find the self. It's selflessness, nature, or the self is not true. So therefore, is the person individually cannot be existent inherently. There's no self. Follow the logic. Only you can find the particle physically if you make more detailed research, and finally you find maybe the particles, the four element nature of the particle. And then is the momentary, the time, the continuity is make shorter, 1 year make 1 month, 1 month make 1 week, 1 week's the distant, I mean the continuity, and then is 1 hour, 1 day make 24, 1 hour, 1 hour make it 60 minutes, and 1 minute make deviation into, you know, 100 moments, and the 100 moment more deviation into shorter and shorter and shorter, and then maybe it's the partyless moments. Finally, you can say, but actually impossible partyless moments. Also, actually, in fact, is impossible, logically impossible partyless particle. But still, we used this word. Was 2,600 years before the subsequent class of Buddhist Vipassana school and the Sutrantika school. These two, they believe partyless particle could be existent inherently, and the partyless moment can existent inherently. That is ultimate truth, what they believe. That two things are the basics of the world, the universe, or the world, external, the vessels, and the internal of the beings are, you know, originated by these two, partyless particle and partyless of moments. They just believe that, you know. But still, if you go in more deeper research, and that's also not possible, actually. So anyway, so therefore we cannot find the self, because the partyless particle cannot be self. The partyless moment cannot be self. Then where is self of yourself and others? No self. Self is not existent, inherently not existent. But your mind deluded, better of ignorant, you know, disciplining better of ignorant misconception, the dualistic grasping, co-emergent, the self-grasping mind is there. So therefore, is there created is this kind of wrong perception. So we have feel is you and me as existent truly. So therefore, I'm happy something, or therefore say I'm today is the unhappy or something we can say. But just when you just say I'm very happy today, where you are happy? From this part happy, that part happy, this part is happy, or this part is happy. It's a good point to ask yourself, where am I happy? You know, I'm very, very happy, but where is your happiness? From heart, from brain, the peace of brain, something make operate just mentally. Every ask to each pieces of your, from outer to inner, of the full of your body and mind, make which one is the happy. Finally, again you lost the object of happy, because there's no person. So therefore, person cannot be happy. Also, don't worry, there's no need suffering, because no person, there's no possible. Where is suffering again? Oh, because I had the ill problem. My this shoulder, you know, as a the wound. So it's here suffering. Is this you? No, because then if operate in the hospital, they check out this, and then where are you? You are here still. You feel, right? That was not you. Therefore, that's not your pain, was, you know. So, so in this case, is that if you research yourself, really you cannot find. Even we cannot find inherently, ultimately, but conventionally, interdependently, you can feel happiness, you can sadness, you know, you can experiencing sadness and happiness or so on. So this is an illusion. Because when we search for a perfect logic, we lost everything. When we don't search, we didn't search, leave it alone, and then everything's happened. That means it's an illusion. So illusion, magic, they're showing magic. If you not search, then true, everything you can see. But a little bit check, oh, that's magic. You understand, right? Similar. Everything. That is why Buddha says is used phenomena are illusion. A reflection moon in the water, like everything's apparent, like dream. So, imputedly, cannot exist, and the inherently, substantially, cannot exist, the self, individual person, but imputedly, or just circumstantially, but interdependently, relatively, yes, you can image. There are you and others, like dream.
אז את העצמי, אי אפשר לזהות באופן ישיר שהוא קיים. כן, אפילו באופן ישיר אי אפשר לזהות שהוא קיים. אז איפה העצמי? האם אנחנו יכולים לראות את העצמי על ידי הראייה שלנו? לא. אנחנו יכולים לראות את הגוף של האחרים, אבל לא את העצמי שלהם. אנחנו יכולים לראות רק את הצורה שלהם. כשאנחנו שומעים מישהו מדבר, אנחנו שומעים את הדיבור שלו, לא אותו. לאוזן שלנו אין יכולת לראות את האחר, או באמת, כן, לראות את העצמי של האחר. וככה גם עם ריח, טעם, מגע וכו'. אנחנו יכולים לגעת בגוף של אחרים, אבל לא בעצמי שלהם, לא באני שלהם. אז אין לנו הוכחה למעשה שיש עצמי, לא מצאנו את העצמי. מצאנו, כן, לדוגמה, כמו בחנייה, יש הרבה מכוניות, אבל של מי המכוניות האלו, למי הן שייכות? צריך קודם כל למצוא את הנהג. אם לא מצאנו את הנהג, לא נוכל להגיד שהמכונית הזאת היא שלו. אז אם לא מצאנו את העצמי, או להפך, אם לא מצאנו, כן. אוקיי, אם לא מצאנו את העצמי של האחר, אז איך אנחנו יכולים להגיד שהגוף הזה שייך לו? אנחנו לא יכולים לשייך את הגוף הזה לעצמי שלו. זה באופן ישיר. ובאופן בלתי ישיר, העצמי הרעיוני, הדמיוני, אפשר להגיד, אולי העצמי הוא גדול, קטן, קבוע, ריק, כל כך הרבה מחשבות דמיוניות יש על העצמי הזה. אבל אנחנו צריכים הוכחה. אם אנחנו הולכים רק אחרי היגיון, אז אי אפשר למצוא את העצמי, האני, שקיים באופן אמיתי. אנחנו יכולים למצוא רק נגיד חלקיקים, יכולים למצוא את ארבעת האלמנטים, את ההמשכיות של הזמן, לדוגמה רגעים, דקות, ימים, שנים, ואז גם אפשר לחלק את הרגעים האלה, לחלק אותם שוב ושוב 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 עד שאולי אי אפשר לחלק אותם יותר. אבל גם אם אנחנו בודקים את התפיסה הזאת, אז גם אנחנו רואים שזה גם לא אמיתי. הוויפאסיקה והסאוטנטריקה, שתי האסכולות הנמוכות בבודהיזם, אז הם מאמינות או מאמינים שיש חלקיקים או רגעים כאלו שהם קיימים באמת, וזאת האמת המוחלטת, והם הבסיס ליקום החיצוני וגם ליצורים. זה החומר שהם מורכבים מהם. אבל החלקיקים והרגעים האלה הם לא יכולים להיות האני. אז איפה האני? אין אני. הוא לא קיים באמת. אבל התודעה שלנו היא מושלה. כן, שזה אשליה על ידי הבורות, על ידי האחזות בעצמי המולדת. ולכן התפיסה המוטעת הזאת היא מגיעה. אנחנו מרגישים שאני ואתה קיימים, אנחנו אומרים שאני שמח היום, אבל איפה אתה שמח? מהיד הזאתי, מהיד השנייה, מהראש, בלב? איפה אני שמח מאוד? בלב, במוח? אם ננתח, נפתח את המוח שלנו ונחתוך להרבה חלקים, אז מי מהם הוא שמח? אז, אבל בגלל שאין אני, אז אין מי שיכול להיות שמח. וגם אין סבל. איפה הסבל? אם לדוגמה אני חולה, אני פצוע, אני לא ראיתי בדיוק, אבל נראה לי רינפוצ'ה הצביע על הכתף או משהו, אם יש לו איזה מחלה או משהו כזה, איזה פגם, אז אם ינתחו ויזרקו את היד הזאת שלנו, אנחנו עדיין נרגיש אני, עצמי. גם אם היד הזאת נזרוק אותה. אז ככה, אם אנחנו נחקור באמת, אנחנו לא נמצא את העצמי. אבל אפשר להגיד באופן יחסי, בתלות הדדית, אז אפשר להרגיש שמחה ועצב, אבל זאת אשליה. כי כשאנחנו מחפשים באמת, אנחנו לא מוצאים. כשאנחנו לא מחפשים, אז הכל קורה, הכל מופיע. אבל זאת האשליה, זה כמו קסם. אם אנחנו לא בודקים את הקסם, אז הוא נראה לנו אמיתי. אבל אם אנחנו בודקים וחוקרים, אז אנחנו מבינים את הקסם, אנחנו מבינים את האשליה. אז זה כמו חלום. אז כן, אז אני לא יכול להיות קיים באמת, אבל יחסית, כן, באופן יחסי אפשר להגיד שיש אני ויש אחר, כמו לדוגמה בחלום.
So, this mindfulness and alertness, if you use the mindful I mentioned before, like wisdom, special insight, knowledge, this, if you reach the search about this kind of phenomena, object, subject, and the self of person and self of phenomena, and then finally we understand is ultimately unborn, empty nature, and conventionally, relatively, appearance like illusion, illusorily, but interdependently can existent. So these two is not contradictory. That is exactly is the nature, appearance nature and the reality true nature is true. So but we need to research like this way, and then is this full the mindfulness, the basics of body, feeling, mind, and phenomena. If you can get this born the convictions from this wisdom, the analysis, the investigations by your, and this bring the convictions logically, and then start arising, the experiencings, and then you need to training your mind, practice, keep continuously, has to be habituated, has to be familiarity about this understanding. That is meditation. So how can you keep this meditation continuously? It depends as power of your mindfulness. That is exactly the mindfulness. Without the power, lack the mindfulness, and then even today we talk this, I believe because we are human beings, very knowledge about the mind of human brains. So therefore, generally, it's not hard to understand the point, you know. But and then it's next week is can forget completely. The problems because forgetfulness comes from the ignorant, the laziness, something impatient, the mind, and distraction mind, disturbed to understanding. Therefore, if you want to keep this knowledge further, practice training yourself, then better mindfulness is the only, and alertness, these two, is the power, you know. So, but beginning is we need to understand everything. So then, finally can understand the Four Noble Truths. These four mindfulness practice very going well for body, feeling, mind, and phenomena understanding comes, and then this gradually leading you into the path of Four Noble Truths. This mentioned yesterday also briefly.
אז התשומת לב, ההזכרות, הערנות, כן, כמו חוכמה, כמו תובנה מיוחדת, כמו ידע מיוחד. אם אנחנו חוקרים את התופעות האלו, את העצמי ואת ההופעות, אנחנו יכולים להבין שהן לא נולדות, הן בלתי מולדות, לא נולדו, אבל הן מופיעות באופן יחסי כמו אשליה. יש הבדל בין חזות הדברים לבין הטבע הקיום שלהם באמת. אנחנו צריכים לחקור בעזרת החוכמה שלנו את הגוף, התחושה, התודעה והתופעות, ואז בעזרת החקירה שלנו אנחנו נוכל לחוות על מה שמדברים פה, ואז אנחנו צריכים לאמן את התודעה שלנו שוב ושוב, וזאת המדיטציה. אז איך אנחנו עושים את זה? אז זה בעזרת ההיזכרות הזאת, כי בלעדיה אפילו מה שנלמד פה היום אנחנו נשכח אותו בשבוע הבא. השכחה מגיעה מבורות, מהסחות דעת. אז אם אנחנו רוצים לשמור על הידע הזה, אנחנו צריכים את ההיזכרות ואת הערנות. אנחנו צריכים להבין את הכל, ואז אנחנו נבין גם את ארבעת האמיתות הנאצלות.
Okay, anyway, we stop here, so we go on question answers. Anybody you have any questions? Yes, please.
Yes, so you said that there is no self. We also learned about interdependence and that everything changing all the time. Why can't I say that I'm the aggregate of all the physical, all mind, all what I experience, interdependently, ever-changing, my consciousness, of course, and so on. Why cannot I say that I'm aggregate of everything?
This everything is the habitual basic tendencies arising fully repents from the habitual basic tendencies of two dualistic grasping mind. That is the point. Doesn't mean is existent. There are inherently of the five aggregates or so on. For example, now the good examples, dream is always a good example because everyone can have a dream. That's why when you in the dream, you same exactly ask, I am appearing on your dream. You can ask me, then if you say that is not true, there's no self, there's no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no contact. You says, but then what is this, my body? And then what is you? And many things, exactly what you feel, explain, then how I answer. Says, oh, that is the habitual, the basic tendencies, weapons on your, from the alaya of your best of all consciousness, awake up in the dream. So the habitual basic tendencies, since you're born in samsara, or since at the day, when you grow up, small child, until no, you have this habituality, the basics, the habitual basic tendencies stored on the projection, the best clear light. So therefore now is the completely the favorable condition of sleeping, and then is arising the non-conceptuality mind deluded, appears this kind of everything. That doesn't mean existent inherently. Totally 100% that is non-existent. That's just illusion, illusorily. But doesn't mean also it's nothingness because we happened this dream. Okay, no, you don't thinking real, but we're talking in the dream. So I'm saying that is not true, that's not real, that's your mind deluded because better your habitual basic tendencies or two dualistic grasping and the sense, grow up. But doesn't mean nothingness because we happened this dream now. You are there, I'm here, we are talking, we discuss about this in the dream. So therefore, then what is that? Not true. This illusion, but illusorily we can speak each other. Illusorily we can talk each other. Illusorily we can judge about this. Illusorily we can research about this true or not, so on illusorily. Finally, what you found? You can recognize dream as dream. That time your agreement comes to me. Oh, thank you, Rinpoche. Now I understand. That's true. As a node, there's no object, no subject, no active of itself. Three spheres are primarily like space, like empty. Appearance is just luminosity, interdependently, illusorily. Now I get it, the point. You know, the apparent is as empty. Emptiness is apparent. Emptiness is not existent another of appearances. Appearance is not existent another than of empty. That means the dream is as empty. Emptiness is dreaming. Dreaming is not another than the emptiness is not another of dreaming. Now I get it. And that is we can discuss in the dream. Make sense? Okay, so everything's like this. So today, if someone wake up from the deep sleeping of ignorant, then they can answer us like this way. But we are still on the dream, yet not recognition. This is dream as dream. So therefore, it's a still we need to more discuss. We need to more debate. We need to more division. You know, so on, so on. But those Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arya beings, noble beings, they are already wake up from this deep sleeping. You know, so therefore they understand clearly. But we are not yet wake up completely, but we also can learning from them, follow the valid recognition. The hidden phenomena we can judge from their reason, the logic, you know, something, their experiencing, so their proofs bring us. Then we can let it be the image. Oh, that could be possible, you know, like this. Yes.
Thank you, Rינפוצ'ה. If there is no tiny self that still remains, where is the basic tendency stored? I mean, I have another basic tendencies than his or hers. So how come if there is no tiny self, where is the basic tendency?
Because self is, we have deluded. When was we deluded? When we was ignorant? The answer is from beginningless. Therefore, is the habitual, the tendencies from beginningless. That is because if you found the first place the ignorant, for example, last year I ignorant, you know, it comes, and then you exactly need to ask, then why this habitual dualistic grasping, the basic tendencies comes from, because you are the first last year. So the another year you have no this habit, you know. So then suddenly, causelessly, and you know, automatically can come this. Then that is not habit, you know. Habit cannot say habit, but we say it's a habitual basic tendencies. The answer is because we are born in samsara from beginningless. When sense we born with the ignorant, so therefore ignorant have no begin. Therefore attendant is have no. The habitual basic tendencies have no begin. So therefore, from beginningless, we have this two dualistic grasping the habitual basic tendencies. So therefore, it's continuously, since, you know, in the present now, we have these two dualistic grasping the experiencings. So that is the momentarily, and by momentarily. First moment is the cause, the second moment is the result, like this. And then second moment become cause, and the third moment is the effect. Like this is by momentarily coming and going. But that's just illusion, actually, still. Yes, that's really illusion. We're talking everything conventionally. Ultimately, we cannot speak, actually, because beyond object, subject, and active itself of the ultimate way, but we can judge to the ultimate nature. We can, you know, just investigation to the ultimate nature. Can general point meaning of ultimate truth we can speak. Generally we can meditate the general meaning of empty nature, but in fact true nature we ordinary mind cannot meditate the true nature. By ordinary verbal the speech cannot speak of the true nature, cannot. But still ordinary can learning starting the true nature. Still ordinary can do meditate the true nature, not directly, but indirectly, generally, you know. So then they generally become more habituated, and then it's become closer to the nature. So when you will be recognized realization exactly the true nature, that time there's no subject, no object of knowledge. It become one test. The perceiver of the wisdom and the object of the perceptions are become one test. The Dharma sphere, nature, empty without any of existent things, and the perception of the recognition, your wisdom mind is become one test. That means is your true self-awareness nature unborn and self-awareness nature primordially pure wisdom. That is the true nature finally. phenomena, true nature is that is. So when you reach that place, that time you are not ordinary. You are totally extraordinary beings. So that time you can recognize, you can realization, you can experiencing directly, but that is not ordinary mind. That's omniscience mind, Arya beings mind, noble being, because you are become, name is changed, you know. We call you are noble, you know. We call you are Arya. We call you are Buddha or Bodhisattva or something, because the qualities you have attained this quality. As long as not yet attainment there, and then is the ordinary, still ordinary, but still we can learning, studying like this way. So therefore the attendance is the habitual is like this way comes. There are no begin. If begin, then it cannot be habitual basic tendencies. That's not true. Then logic problem. If you found first, but it can have end. No begin, but can ending. That is, we say, cyclic existence of samsara have generally no begin and generally no end. But individually have no begin, but can end. Because when you wake up from the ignorance, that's individually you ending that. If you ask each person, if possible, each being, if you can point to ask, this person can enlightenment, this person can enlightenment, this person can ending of the cycle existent. Each answer say yes, unless they say yes, no need doubt, because for logic. But still is generally samsara have no end. Why? The reason do you know? Because sentient beings existent numberlessly. Does it make sense? Sentient beings have no number, numberlessly existent, because space have no end. The space, the world, the universe have no end. Therefore, sentient beings with a form or without a form doesn't matter. Number is countless, numberlessly existent. That's Buddha's omniscience. Not only, but follow logic, you can also can image. This comes to you. Oh, true. Something is there, no. And therefore, it's no last one of the sentient being. You cannot find. Therefore, generally, samsara have no begin, no end. But personally, you have no begin, but you have end. When you wake up from this ignorance, that's the ending. Yourself will be enlightenment. That's very true. So when you are the ending, is depend up to you. Some can be this life. That's the end, last of your life. Your life meant is the unpure of ordinary life. I mean, but then this become pure, extraordinary life is continuously will be benefit to sentient beings till emptying samsara. But unfortunately, will never emptying the samsara because endless. But individually, it's lucky can liberate. Each person can liberate individually as a contradictory for you. So therefore, we don't need to worry because we can enlightenment because we are individually. Make sense?
There is no person.
So?
You said no person.
Yes, that is why can enlightenment. If there are existent individually unhurriedly, there's no nirvana, no possible liberation. Again, if yourself existent unhurriedly, okay, truly, permanently or something, substantially, some of the imputers self who does wrong philosophy, what explain like this truly existent, there is no liberation. This is the problem. That's already Buddhist debate to some other of wrong tradition. Sorry, I've said this, but anyway, the wrong logic follow, and then they believe self is existent inherently, permanently, independently, but still they believe is self can liberation. Then follow the like this Buddhist philosophy, because they cannot accept this because contradictory. Self individual, the self is existent inherently, permanently, independently, then how can be liberate? because now you are not yet liberated. It's because this person is samsara. This person is, is with faults. But this person is permanent. This person is unchangeable. This person is unrelated. This person is independently. If you agree this person will never, ever possible to liberation. Make sense? Do you get it? Little bit point? No possible. But lucky, we have no self. So therefore we can liberate. Do you understand? Yeah, because we have deluded or there's no self, but we operate into self. Therefore, someone can introduce to you selflessness self, and one day you can recognize, you can understand selflessness self. You will be experiencing. That means we have chance, opportunity to liberate from the suffering of samsara. Yes, that is. It's a bit deep. This meaning is actually very deep. Can get a key point deep, and then you can find the answer. If not yet, and then it's contradictory, always comes. Just generally, it's the normal way. Yes.
So you said that there was endless beings, right?
Yes.
So when you are taking bodhisattva vow,
Yes.
a little bit you are, how should I say, lying to ourselves, because
There's
you cannot.
no any problems, because Bodhisattva's voice says, I will never lose my compassion lives to benefit other sentient beings till emptying of samsara. Right? You see, if the sentient beings are ending, then danger will lose to your promise. Because I have no object of compassion, But as long as there are one sentient beings existent, then your compassion must be there. Right? Then the answer is opposite. It comes, you see. So therefore, no need to worry, but more powerful. The Bodhisattva's month that is why it's a hero month. We say hero month. Bodhisattva. Sattva is actually the Changchip Sempa, Tibetan with Changchip is enlightenment, and the Sempa is the same month, hero month. Hero, like we say. Why hero? Because if there's numbers, something not numberless, then not much hero. Even I do benefit all this, but there's 100 people, it's not much, right? But numberless beings you need to do benefit endlessly. Then if you promise, then very hero, is it? Your mind is it make sense? So therefore, that's why Bodhisattva's mind is very hero, because numberless, countless sentient beings, they believe existent, but still they can promise to benefit those beings. That means is the activity, Buddha's activity is endless, because sentient beings are endless. If could become sentient being ending, that means is the Buddha's activity also ending together. But endless, Buddha's activities, because sentient beings numbers are endless. Yeah, so therefore it's very beautiful. But don't worry to comes of lazy, because they have no self. Okay? If we thinking on your self-grasping, then very tired. For the endlessly, no, I must be retired one day. Right? I am retired. But my question is, if you retired, then what are you to do? Some other things important. That's the big questions, Even you tired to benefit sentient beings one day, and then you want to retire, but after you retired, what you should do? Some other things, what important things, what you can do. You're not tired, eating again and again and again and again, and toilet again and again. Not tired, endless, karpas. Times eating, toilet, eating. This must be tired. So therefore, better no need to eat, no need to toilet. This is the more easy than for me feel. Therefore, anyway. So anyone, if you have any other questions, yes.
The story about, thank you for the jokes, the real jokes. Very good. The story about Avalokiteshvara, wanting to, I think he succeeded in taking off
Say again? All
The
sentence?
story about the Avalokiteshvara.
Oh,
He wanted
oh.
to take out all,
Oh, yeah.
and he succeeded.
Uh-huh. Not succeed, because he couldn't, therefore he cried.
I thought.
No. If he finished, then we are here. So I'm sorry.
No, I thought the story was like he finished and then immediately it was for a small time.
That means he finished like Israeli, and then he found the Indian, then cry. And then he finished Indian, then he found the Chinese, then there's a cry. That is the point, okay? That is why the universe endless. He finished one word, but another word found. One galaxy he finished, then another galaxy found, like today science. First they get the moon, right, and telescope, and then is the Jupiter, or so on. Anyway, now galaxies they found the microscope and telescope, and then unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but another galaxies they come in, so therefore science I can cry. First they're happy, get it, everything of the universe, but then as in another universe, therefore then cry again. So like this Avalokiteshvara I was. Does it make sense? I'm not joking, it's a real answer, okay? Okay. Real joke, yes, real joke. Yes.
So, because ultimately there is no self, then the path is simply a method to remove the obscurations, and that's it, maybe. Isn't it like this? So the path is just a method to remove the obscuration, and then enlightenment just manifests.
Yes.
By so-called itself.
Yeah, but we will let talk after this, after the next session, next part of the session, because the main topic is yesterday. Everything's are rushing to must be finished, because that was a mistake. My only this subject is yesterday, but to go back home, and then yesterday I asked to Mary, what is tomorrow's subject? Same. No, what can be same? No, are you kidding? She says maybe it's the same, And then I go back into the paper exactly because 17 and 18 they together here one line. That made me was 7. Then I didn't care the other numbers so much, But okay, one day subject. So yesterday I must be to make this for the mindfulness to be finished 2 sessions. But it's quite good and brief. Maybe sometimes a lazy person is easy, one session to one subject finish. The ordinance, you get it. So today let it be research, more deeper comes. And that's good, maybe was a good mistake. Otherwise, yeah. Anyway. All right. So we're going to dedication prayer. Oh, sorry. I did answer you, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. Oh, yes, that's yeah, one more question. Yeah, okay, last one.
You said about the elephant. To tame the elephant, they use something pain, but the feeling is positive. We use the positive feeling to tame our mind.
Examples are negative, but the fact is positive. This is very possible, many things. So therefore we used to say that the enemy, we say is the arhat. Arhat is Sanskrit language. Arhat. In Tibetan translation, there's a drap chomba. Da chomba. Arhat means da chomba. Da is exactly enemy. Da chom means destroy, controlled or destroyed or killed, or liberated the enemy. They killed the enemy. So actually, what is arhat? We say, arhat must be the nice person, but actually he is the historical about the enemy. But the enemy is not no more our enemy. The internal enemy, desire, anger, ignorant, jealousy, hatred, harmful thought, harming mind, so on, so on, so on, dualistic, grasping mind, is they recognize that is the enemy. So therefore they destroyed that enemy. So they liberated, they won from the one area, won from this enemy. That's we used to say enemy, destroy the arhat. So similarly, examples, yes, is because you are ordinary need to ordinary example, because yet not your achievement, so we cannot use the extraordinary example, because then still you need example of example, right? So therefore, what you understand, what that in India have much elephant, so therefore many those farmers or the people, they know how to easily, tame the elephant, very famous, well known for them, everybody. So therefore those they use, okay, this good for them understanding. So this is how danger of wild mind is like elephant, how danger they know already. How difficult to tame they also know. Therefore, maybe human mind not easy to tame because elephant even not easy. But it's possible to tame because wild elephant very possible to tame. Okay, if tame the mind is must be very helpful, useful, because tame the elephant is very useful, right? They're understanding something, but need effort to taming, because to taming must be need effort, because was elephant also to tame need effort or so on. That's the example. Okay, doesn't mean you need to go to beat someone, to kill someone. Like that's totally not the point. So example means always should not be completely same. This cannot be example. That's the real. Example must be some part. The observer aspect is bring the example. Fully example is not possible. Fully example, that's not example. That's real of the object, of the topic. Make sense? Okay, so therefore you don't thinking full of how to tame the elephant. Then you must be bring the arrow hooks, and then you use your own arrow. Don't do that, okay? So that's not a good idea. I'm kidding, but anyway, that's kidding. But all right. De on tham che ziba ni thom ni on dan pan che che ga nan che pa lo chu ba se de on do wa shu on de na tu san de wa Gerza Chenye Samba Magya Semche Tamche Ala Sarje Thomi Jungo Jampa Bao Chendran Kemba Da Kunda Sambo Tea Devshe Teda Ye Jesus Dalo Gewa Andida Tamshe Ramde Dus Shambe Jawa Tamshe Ye Gala Chode Ngamba Dame Gere Tsawa Diwo Jaya Zambo Sheshe Ramde Kunza Dorje Chanche Manche Nani Trenche Tsave Lama Yanche Drove on Donde Mola Ganda Teda Damche Daze Andre shewa yakundu ayanda lama drame chuni yapela lomsho sada lamji ayonde ramzoni dorji shanga kumbha anyirtho No, let's enjoy your lunch.
Thank
My
you,
lunch
Rinpoche.
too.